As we're ready to go, and a shout out to our Kmart ball kit for this afternoon as well, Edward.
Pero bago yun, please like this video at mag-subscribe. Hit the notification bell button at mag-join sa Gilas Pilipinas Basketball Facebook group.
So Adelaide coming off a win on Friday night over Cairns, their biggest win of the season. They lost a little out of control, has Newley. There's some holding going on under the basket. Foul on the 36ers, their third of the quarter.
Both those bigs getting active down there, bumping and grinding.
He's starting to get called for a few more of those little pushes and shoves, Cam Bester, on the rebound contest. The officials getting reacquainted with the big fella.
And Dean Vickerman has gone to the very end of the bench. Dion Brewster, who we've only seen in 7 games this season and averaging best part of 2 minutes, is out there for the first quarter. Wallachul over the top of Sotto.
Beautiful work with the body. Wallachul just putting Sotto under the rim.
Here coach CJ Bruton saw that mismatch. Hannah's guarded by Wallachul, who just went straight up, so vertical. And that left Sotto open.
It's great penetration. You got the big man on you who's the rim protector in JLA. As you see, CG43 back on the bench, so hopefully that's good news. Sotto gets a chance to finish on the other end. While on this end, foul by Adelaide.
And there's Chris Golding, who's only played 2 minutes in this game. Grabbed the right hamstring. We'll get an update from Hall shortly.
He's not doing it, he's picked it up and he's shooting. And then he passed the ball and you got it open shot. So
Hamstring was good enough for him to stand up there.
The judgment from the guys who made the call to pass the ball. Come on! He's not doing anything there, he's shooting it.
It's going to be a Melbourne ball from the side.
Oh, he's giving everyone a rev up. Dean Vickerman, his own guys in the early timeout. Now the officials.
Had it knocked away by McCarron. Here's Brewster, top of the key. And it's off the hands of Hook Porting and out of play. It'll be fun to see Ariel Hook Porting and Kai Sotto head-to-head. 2 of the competition's next stars, both from international borders. We'll talk about that shortly. Let's get down to Halls.
Yeah, guys, you see Chris Golding back on the bench. Word from Melbourne United is a bit of a hamstring tightness, but he's all good to go when called upon. And Matthew Dellavedova just had a bit of an ankle roll. He's getting heavily strapped, and he'll also be a chance to return.
Well, that's good news for Melbourne, Pete. Golding going to the scorer's table. And we'll soon find out how he is. Sotto spins on Hook Porting and drew contact.
Nice move by the young fella. Super talented. Put the ball on the deck. Nice spin move. He gets to the line for 2.
Surprised to see him bringing Chris Golding back in with hamstring tightness.
Clearly, he's fine. We're about to see.
Not a playoff game.
What are you thinking?
I mean, all these games are important because, as we said off the top, you know, you want that #1 spot, home court advantage, right throughout the playoffs. But he is a superstar. And in big games, in big moments, you want to make sure he's out there on the floor. So,
would this change your mind if I told you that the next 4 games are Illawarra, Perth, Southeast Melbourne?
It's a tough stretch. Tough stretch, but
he must be fine. Oh. That would be a call Chris Goulden would have made. He'd have looked at him and said, look, you good? He'd have been like, yep, I'm good. Okay, fine. Get back in.
Well, here he goes. Turns the corner. It's okay that time. Adelaide lead the rebound count by 2 at the moment. They're 2 of the competition's best rebounding teams. The 36ers and United. Nice hands from Brewster. Now Hook Porting wants his turn on the low block.
Oh yeah, nice one-on-one move. Good recognition.
1-all between the next stars.
Good recognition by Chris Goulden. He had a deep seal, found the next star, and he finishes.
Brewster's hands were good. Ariel Hook Porting against South East Melbourne in a game where it was so tight. Plus 21 in his time on the court.
Hugely influential. He's been in really good form. Scored in double figures in 5 of his last 6. As Hannah's butchers that one. And he's had 2 or more blocks in 4 of his last 5. Hook Porty.
Hiram Harris getting some more minutes in the last couple of weeks under CJ Bruton. Sotto from outside. Melbourne will live with that.
Brewster's come in and give some good minutes on the defensive end. And that's what you have to do. Start on the defensive end. These opportunities, be ready.
Peatley, feet set. Quick release 3, loose ball. Reeled in by Golding, who turns and fires. I think he's okay.
He's moving well.
Never seen a shot he didn't like.
He's got a couple up, hasn't he?
Just checking the hammy.
Single figure shot clock for the 36ers. Hannah's. Sotto misses the tip in. Adelaide just having a little trouble scoring at the present time. Prewster played through. And has 2 free throws coming.
Way to push. Saw a lane. Hannah's couldn't keep him in front. He gets tangled up, but he goes up again and gets fouled. Good minutes by Prewster. I've never seen him on the court, so I'm just happy that with him out there, it's been productive.
Yeah, he's a cool story because he's in the league 5 or 6 years ago at the Sydney Kings under Andrew Gaze, Leonard Copeland, and fell out of the league, and he kind of fell right out of the picture there for a couple of years, but continued to work hard on his game and his body back in New Zealand. Was he the NZNBL MVP last year and Defensive Player of the Year?
And All-Star 5.
Just killed it. And then with Melbourne losing Sam McDaniel, they look at a guy like this and say, hey, you might be able to play a role for us. At that, in that kind of vein, and he's come out here in this moment, giving him a punch.
Last time we saw Dion Prewster on the court was round 9. He played 15 seconds against Adelaide.
This would be a perfect opportunity to tell a lot of players that play in NBL 1, and lower divisions underneath the NBL in Australia. You feel you can play in the NBL? Go get MVP of a league and defensive player of the league. Defensive player of the year, right? Defensive player of the year. Do it at both ends to give yourself the best opportunities. Because you're not going to come into this league being looked at for offense. So to add value, you could potentially score, but defense, you're able to do that.
And these
other than that, don't say nothing about you able to play in this league.
I hear you. And these coaches around the NBL, they're looking. They will see you. Adam Ford, he's looking. He finds Bull Qual.
Yep.
And can see what he's capable of doing. Hiram Harris had a good year in the NZNBL. He gets another opportunity. If you work on your game, play both ends of the floor, your coaches are going to speak highly of you on and off the floor.
Facts.
You're going to get an opportunity.
Look at a guy like Tom Vodanovic out of Sydney.
There you go.
He was fantastic for them last night. Has been for the last 2 seasons.
Yes, he has. That's how you got to do it. Dominate head and shoulders the league that you're in to try and get a look to get on an NBL team.
36ers by 2. Last minute of this opening term. Golding got away from Hannah's. This is the layup. 0 from 4 in this opening term. Off the back of a hot second half.
Great
in the
backdoor.
Backdoor, Mojave King.
There he is, the young fella. Great backdoor and finish. Showing his athleticism.
Nice set from the 36ers. Hook Porty. No good. Tip out back for Golding. Shot clock, 8 seconds within the game clock. Nice find for Peatling. They didn't panic, Melbourne. They thought their way through it and get the right result. Now Harris, late on the clock, got it away, but it wasn't what they were looking for. What they were looking for, though, Adelaide, was a good start, and they've got that. They lead by 2 at quarter time on Sunday. 35 at John Cain Arena. Ruala Chul head down to the basket.
Delhi's back. Hopefully he'll get back in this game. That ankle is strapped up and he's good to go. And as tough as he is, you know he's going to have a crack at it again. In the last play with Ruala Chul Jr. bringing that ball up, that's what he had to do. Put pressure not only on the rim, but on the defender, which in that case is DJ. You got to make sure when he's going offensively that he isn't taking any plays off on the defensive end.
7th in the competition for points per game. 3rd in the competition for rebounds. The #1 defensive rebounder in the competition. Leads the league in blocks as well.
Team in first place sounds like an MVP to me.
Here he goes.
Jack set me up. Jack walked me into that.
Yep. While we're sort of crossing over to different codes and stuff, Corey, that's what's called bowling someone a half volley outside off stump.
Getting me going.
You have no idea what I've just said. But
I know it's cricket, though.
Just trust me.
I trust you.
Melbourne's biggest lead in the game was 8. Golding. Short. Mitch McCarron, 4 points, a couple of rebounds against his former team. He's had his struggles in the 2 games against Melbourne this season. Mojave King lets it fly.
Shooting it with confidence. Making some good reads out there. King, the back cut, catch and shoot triple, having an impact.
Saw a couple of knockdowns on Friday night that were good for his confidence. CJ Bruton going back to the young next star again. Heatling finishes off.
Tough spin move. Finish with that left, and that's what you have to do when the guy is going well on the offensive end. You got to attack him. I'm talking about DJ, for those who don't know.
Here's Manny Malou out there to finish off this first half. Straight into the game, feeling good.
So that's what he does for this Adelaide team. Usually it's in the corner when he's knocking it down, but another reliable shooter from outside.
4 of 10, the 36ers from deep. Across the season, they're only shooting at 30%, second last in the competition in that stat.
They're a totally different team when they're knocking down shots. It helps, of course, any squad, but we saw on Friday against Cairns, finally they got going from the perimeter and everything started to flow.
Final minute before half-time. Ruala Chul. Knocked off the cylinder by Sotto. Those points will count.
It's just good recognition. Ruala Chul had position in the deep post. Great ball movement. CG looked like he was going to shoot it. Recognized the big, had it, dumped it down, and as a result, there's a bucket. 5-point lead. Over to you, Adelaide.
United scored 18 points in the first quarter. In the first 5 minutes of the second, they scored 15 points. They put their foot down and changed this game. Sotto from the elbow. There's Mojave King, athletic on the O glass. Out for Johnson. King reels it in again. That pass
For the official.
DJ's third. Up next, it's Brisbane taking on Cairns. Straight there at the conclusion of this game. Perth and the New Zealand Breakers later on. Newly wide open.
Wow. The amount of defense that just followed Chris Goulden. The whole team just sucked in on him. Easy pass to make. Even easier shot to hit.
Season high for Brad Newley in his first season at Melbourne United. Hasn't been called upon a lot recently as McCarron gets that to go. He is their leading scorer. Golding. McCarron might have got a piece of that one. Duffelmeyer moves it back out. He has 11 points himself, a perfect 5 of 5 from the field. McCarron's pass misses Soto. Dufelmeyer left open. His first miss. Offensive rebound for the 36ers.
15.
Well, it's a danger time right now for Adelaide because Brad Newley's heating up. 15 points now, 3 of 4 from long range. CJ Bruton was talking at halftime about his slashing game, which has always been there, but we highlighted at halftime his ability to make reads and knock down the threes, knock down a couple more, and a well-earned break for the veteran.
Dean Vickerman's missed the memo. We've just pumped Brad Newley off and he rips him out. Withers steps out of bounds.
You didn't miss that call. You heard him screaming at the ref. He's out!
Couldn't hear the whistle. Only hear Dean Vickerman.
Melbourne United, top of the table, 14-5 on the season. Adelaide, 6 wins, 12 losses. They've only won 1 game on the road, which was round 2 against Tasmania. Golding starting to get himself going, or trying to at least.
All class. Tough shot. He made that shot tougher than it needed to be. None but net.
That's everything that CJ Bruton spoke about at halftime. Just how quickly that man can heat up. Melbourne lead it by a game-high 11 points. Johnson at the other end tries his luck.
Right back at you. Great ball movement and footwork. By the center.
It's Mitch McCarron that has that Chris Golding matchup right now, while Sunday Dech is on the bench.
Foul's called on Soto for reaching in.
It was a great read from Golding. The flare, the shot fake, the step back, just putting all the moves together, and then Johnson does a little bit of his own. Not quite as aesthetically pleasing or smooth as Golding, and he's right back at it.
There's Nick Marshall into the game, an exciting youngster here in the Hungry Jacks NBL, 22 years of age. South Australian local, got some minutes on Friday night. Made the most of them. He throws that first one out of play.
Just great rotation by Melbourne United. Lack of communication. Sliding over that 36er on that wing. He penetrates there. 2 guys need to be there. That corner in the wing.
8-point game at John Cain Arena on Sunday Hoops. Billy surveys the landscape and then sees a part to the basket himself. Hook Porty upstairs.
Made something out of nothing that possession, but Hook Porty cleans it up. Danger time for Melbourne, for Adelaide, I should say.
Peatling up ahead. No call. Peatling played through and scores.
Timeout. Trying to look at ways to attack Daniel Johnson off the dribble. Meanwhile, CJ Bruton takes him off the floor. So Melbourne going to need to adjust.
As Corey said, very important 3 minutes coming up here for Adelaide. They'd love to be around the mark at 3/4 time and give themselves a chance to make it 2 wins in a row against Melbourne United. McCarron from outside, that's not it.
Right now, who do you go to offensively if you're Adelaide for a bucket?
Well, Friday night they went to McCarron. They won't be going to him now.
They won't be going to him now.
Dufelmeyer, Hannes, Soto, Bairstow and Dech on the floor right now for the 36ers. Peatling forced into a tough look by Bairstow. Only 6 points across the afternoon for him. Dech lost it, went back and found it. Hannes with space to shoot. It doesn't go.
Hang on, guys. Front court 12. Hey? Yes, they did. I don't want anyone slipping in the key here where you fell over.
I like that from referee Chris Reed. We've seen some situations like that with sweat on the floor and guys losing their footing. Stops the play, gets them mopped up.
Adelaide need to run some plays for Dusty Hannah, I think, to see if they can get him going. He's been in this situation before versus Melbourne United, and then you know he can score points in bunches, as he did in that game in overtime in Adelaide that they got the win because of his play. He's missing. He's 0 for 5. Todd Withers, 0 of 0. He hasn't even taken a shot.
Went to overtime in round 9. As Corey said, it was Dusty Hannahs with a late 3 and then 8 points in overtime that helped Adelaide to the victory. And there's Kai Sotto.
They got to stop the possession before. Got an offensive rebound. That possession, you got a bucket. Can they get some stops?
Golding got away from Detch. A little creative pass for Hook Porty.
There's good activity underneath by Peatley. Kai Sotto with the push. 10-point game, 1:48 left.
14 on the clock. Golding into the paint, scores. 3 of 12 across the day. He's made a couple of important buckets in this third term. It's back out to a double-figure lead.
I think a guy you can go to for Adelaide with this kind of lineup, Cam Bairstow off those elbow catches. Got to try to find ways to get him involved as well. 6 points, 3 rebounds, been their most consistent performer throughout the year. He can operate out of that kind of area.
Duffelmeyer. And 7 to work with on the shot clock. Crosses over on Dellavedova. Can't score. It's really starting to dry up for the 36ers now. Delhi takes it to the other end. We'll get it back. Prooster. Nice hands from Duffelmeyer. Jump ball, possession arrow. We'll give it to the 36ers.
Just stabilised these last couple of minutes here. Adelaide, as you say, Corey, the defensive end, but haven't been able to cash in down the other end with Daniel Johnson sitting on the bench.
This is why this is Dusty Hannah's time. I know he's been quiet, but this is when you would want him to be able to deliver and be productive on the offensive end.
These Hannahs fell into the lap of Sotto.
Look, you take it however you can get it. Just keep ticking the scoreboard over and remain it within striking distance going into this fourth.
That is what Chris Golding can do.
Just the ball going through the net sounds so beautiful.
Like
a while.
That hurts the 36ers in a big way on the way to three-quarter time. Game high, 13-point lead right now. Hannah's an awkward pass for Duffelmeyer to control. Hook Porty sends it out of there.
Great rim protection by the young fella. 2 points? What does that say?
One of 7.
1 of 7, 4 points?
Withers coming off COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
He literally met the team, you know, at the airport.
you got to get him up. You out there. You got to be assertive.
Yeah.
I think and we spoke about this Friday night. Jack White's going to get the free throw line. They've been pretty upfront, pretty honest, Adelaide, in saying that they're going to be aggressive. They're looking around, and that process has already started. Without putting words into anyone's mouth, Liam, but I would suggest that the import conversation would be a pretty prominent one for them.
Oh, no doubt about it. going to need a hit on their imports next year, 100%. Mitch McCarron and Kai Sotto under contract for next year. They've got a couple of guys on options. Daniel Johnson, club option. Sunday Detch, a mutual option, which is an interesting one.
That is interesting. Shaw puts it back in. That's one player they can't afford to lose.
And a lot of flexibility up and down the rest of the roster.
We saw that Nathan Sobey's agent was obviously in town, lives there. On Friday night was in the gym talking to Sam McKinnon, general manager of the Brisbane Bullets. It's going to be a very, very busy off-season.
Very busy.
White missed the layup, but got it back for United. Wallachul again has that mismatch. Found Jack White, who plays above the rim.
A double team came, drew the defense, and out there cutting teammate of his who knew exactly what to do with it.
Newley got across and puts that one out of play.
The team is just so tough to score against. As you see, the defender, Kai Sotto, comes over, and Jack White does the right thing and gets an easy 2 points out of it. Melbourne United so tough to score on. Great defense. Brad Newley has come to play. The vet still has some juice left in that tank.
It's a plus 22 tonight. Brad Newley off the bench, huge impact. Season high 15 points, 4 boards, and that block shot.
Soto, this is the bunny. Wallachul out for Illy. Brewster thought about it. Triplett drains the three. Zach Triplett, one of their DPs this season, gets a little moment.
Party time in John Cain Arena.
It's Kai Sotto at the other end.
There you go, tallest player in NBL history to knock it down from long range, and he's making a little bit of a habit of it.
Offensive foul against Peatling.
It's a good hit from the young fella. They're high on Zach Triplett and his ability to shoot from range, Melbourne United, and Kai Sotto has this.
It's a good hit. You know, last game he had 9 rebounds and 2 blocks, didn't score on Friday. Right now, 15 minutes of play. 5 of 9 from the field, 12 points and 3 rebounds.
How important, let's finish from Johnson, how important will that jumper be for Kai Sotto, for his future aspirations? Liam is obviously a next start at the moment, but if he wants to...
It's extremely important because he will stretch the floor on defense. Adds another dimension to his game and in his arsenal. That's the name of the game. Be multi-dimensional, add value.
Dion Brewster's first points of the season, by the way.
Yeah, look at a guy like Jock Landale, for example. You know, as a big guy trying to make your way into the association, it's when he showed he was a knockdown guy from long range that he really got that opportunity. Brewster's coming back for more.
That's what I'm talking about. Started early in this game on defense. Getting it done there and now have an opportunity to show. Look, anybody that was Defensive Player of the Year as well as MVP of the league got some game.
And particularly if anyone's watched any of the New Zealand National Basketball League, it's a good league. It's tough competition there.
Going to the line for 2.
From Brewster.
You know what I love about it? He went about it the right way. I know early in this game, for me to stay out here and get more minutes by my coach, get it done on the defensive end and pass the ball to the guns. Now the game has opened up. Now let me get mine on O. That's how you do it.
Another substitute for Melbourne, David Aquera.
That is exactly how you do it.
Exciting young players, 19 years of age, another development player. had the best part of 20 NCAA offers to work his way through, David Aquera, but decided to turn himself pro straight away. Spent a bit of time around the Boomers program recently too. (94-69). Total dominance in the second half by the ladder-leading Melbourne United. And for the 36ers, unfortunately for them, their record on the road is going to get worse. It'll be 1-8 after today. Triplet, shooting with confidence.
I love that. Let it fly, young fella.
What an appropriate last name if he's going to shoot it like that.
True.
He's born to be a three-point shooter with a surname like Triplet. Oh, Soto lost it. Having to get a young fella. Not that time. They're going to get another chance, Melbourne. As Hiram Harris has come up a little sore.
It's good confidence. He's a shooter. He's been clearly getting it done at practice. Zach Triplet. Dean Vickerman missed that one, but knocked the one down the one before. Dean Vickerman showed great confidence in him, didn't he, tonight? This afternoon. Less than 2 minutes into the ball game, he hits the hardwood.
Peatling, nice hustle. Plus 19 in his time out there today, Mason Peatling. Another that a couple of times Dean Vickerman went to more for the defensive end of the floor and it paid dividends. Marshall catch and shoot three. So Melbourne have got an extremely challenging period of games coming up. Aquera misses there. Next Sunday, home versus Illawarra. The following week, home versus Illawarra, Monday night at Perth. And then in round 19, another throwdown against the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix.
Up against teams.
That is the hardest run home.
Yeah. You know what? That's great preparation for the finals.
They can handle it.
Fans on their feet now. They've enjoyed this one. Their team trailed at quarter time. And even at the half, Adelaide were asking some questions of this team, but since half time, it's been one-way traffic.
It was really when they tightened the screws defensively, Melbourne. That's what happens with them game after game. But you're right, single-digit game. Started that second half, and then they kept Adelaide to a 15-point quarter, and from there, Melbourne haven't looked back.
It's blocked from Aquera. Adelaide have got Southeast Melbourne at home next Sunday. Matches against Tasmania, Brisbane, and Sydney still to come for them. Unfortunately, their pursuit of finals is well and truly over. Porty stole it away. And the flush. Melbourne cracked the ton again. Mojave King with a couple of late ones. 101-74. A total destroyation after halftime.
So ayun, hanggang dito na muna tayo mga Lodi. Please like this video kung nagustuhan nyo ito at mag-subscribe na rin sa ating channel. At kung may gusto kayong topic, ay maaari nyo i-komento sa ibaba. This is D Sports TV. Paalam.